Hello, Timmy. Welcome. Hello, Just Too Real. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm really far away. You're perfect. Thank you, Just Too Real. Thank you. Maybe I should sit on this chair. Really super up close to the camera. Okay. So close now. Okay. I'm gonna see if people come in. I'm just gonna wait a little bit to see if anybody comes in. What does this look like if I close this blind here? Oh, very dark. That's better. Okay. So, I don't know if people are going to be joining us. Might as well private, JK. I know, yeah. I never usually do my scopes in my bedroom. I've been doing them upstairs in the study, the office upstairs, but today I have to do it a little bit different because I'm going to talk about one of my symptoms that I've had for about 5 years, 4 or 5 years. So I'm just waiting for people to come in, but if they don't, the broadcast will be saved, and people will be able to play it whenever they need to. If you want to know about some of my other symptoms, you can go to my my replays. I have 2 replays that are saved for anybody that is interested in some of my other symptoms. I usually talk about my symptoms on Sunday. That way people know to tune in or whatever. But okay, I'll get started right now. For those of you that don't know, my name is Marisol. I have late stage Lyme disease, and yes, and I'll follow you too. I usually follow whoever's following me. I have late stage Lyme disease, and I have severe neurological involvement. So last Sunday I talked about my severe light sensitivity, and like I said, those replays are still up. This Sunday I'm going to talk about another symptom that I have, that has not been diagnosed or explained to me at all. I don't know what it is or where it comes from. Right now I'm currently looking for a doctor that might be able to help me out with letting me know what it is. I have an idea of what it could be, but I'm not really sure. So I'm gonna have to. The reason I'm doing this in my room is because I needed more space to sort of show you guys. But I'll explain the symptom first and how it happened. So, can you guys still hear me from over here? Can you hear me? I'm kind of far away. If you can't hear me, let me know, because I'm going to be talking about... actually, I could use probably this thing to sit on. Okay, so... Alright. So I'm going to have to move the camera down a little bit so that you guys can see me. Alright. So, I would say it was probably about 5 years ago. I was still working at the time, and I was working in an office. It was the first time in basically since I had graduated college that I actually had a full-time job. It was my first full-time office job, and I had actually just recently moved out of my house. I had an apartment. I was living with my boyfriend, and I was working my first full-time office job. So it was basically 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, your typical office job. So I was working, and a few months into working there, I started experiencing like a weird sensation like here in the thoracic area. Severe abdominal soreness. Hi, you, Hakasha. severe abdominal soreness, tightness. It developed little by little, and I think over the course of probably like a month or so, it just completely unfolded. So basically the way that I felt this sensation was like a corset almost. Like it just little by little, you know, it started with a lot of muscle soreness, and also like back pain, I guess, and little by little it just sort of closed in and just tightened right here on the thoracic area. And of course, you know, that's really scary because you're thinking to yourself, you know, what's happening, what's going on with my body? And I have no idea. To this day, it has never been explained to me. I don't know what it is. I still have it. So I've been walking around for 5 years or so with this sensation like I've been sort of locked into a corset. So by the time that happened, I think I was already having so many different health issues that I really, it was hard to focus on which one, you know, which one should I pay more attention to. So this issue has never really been fully examined. And right now I'm currently undergoing, or looking for a doctor to sort of figure out what it is and what's going on. So, you know, last week I talked about my light sensitivity. My light sensitivity keeps me from doing a lot of things, you know, from going out, going to the movies, doing my own grocery shopping and things like that. But the easiest thing to do with the light sensitivity is to avoid the type of light that bothers me. With this thing, this is something that I can't avoid. It's in my body, it's with me all the time. It's a horrible sensation, and I just walk around with it all the time. And it's a sensation that would probably drive you insane because it feels like it's squeezing my internal organs. Like I feel like it's squeezing my lung, I feel like it's squeezing my stomach. If I lay on my back, I can't breathe. If I lay on my stomach, it hurts my stomach and I can't breathe. Because it already feels like I have just pressure on my body. So when that happened to me 5 years ago, like I said, I went to doctors. Doctors couldn't tell me what it was. What could I say? I mean, there really wasn't. I don't even know how to describe it to people sometimes. So it's difficult when you can't even describe your own symptom, to get other people to understand what it is. So it's never been really checked out. I didn't really know if there was any type of testing for it. I did have an MRI. I had an MRI, a thoracic MRI. It didn't show anything. I had a brain MRI. It didn't show anything. So when the MRI doesn't show anything, the doctors automatically assume there's nothing wrong with you. And we talked about invisible illness. I talked about invisible illness a couple days ago, and that scope is up on my YouTube page, which I'm still currently trying to figure out how to put a link on my profile. But I talked about invisible illness. You know, you can't see what's going on here. So, you know, if you can't see it, it doesn't exist, right? And if a doctor doesn't see it on an MRI or on an X-ray, because I also had an X-ray, then, you know, it doesn't exist. So basically, I was like, you know what? Whatever this is, it's not real. I'm just crazy. I'm just a lunatic. So finally, I just going online and just doing random searches, I found a physical therapy place, and I told them, I said, you know, I'm having this issue. Can I come in and be evaluated, you know, by your physical therapist? Several years ago, I had pelvic pain as well, and the only person that could help me was a physical therapist, so I decided I would try a physical therapist again. So I went to this physical therapist, and, you know, it's a different type of physical therapy. It's traditional physical therapy mixed with new kind of more modern types of physical therapies. As you can see, sometimes I get short of breath, and the reason I get short of breath is because of this muscle thing. It doesn't allow me to breathe properly. So I went to this physical therapist, and I was with her for probably more than 2 years. And she did an extensive amount of physical therapy. She gave me a stretching protocol, an exercise protocol. I do the stretches. The exercise is more difficult for me because my muscles are very, very weak. So I did a few years of physical therapy, and my physical therapist never doubted me for a second. That's one thing that I've learned with my physical therapist, is that they've never doubted the fact that I have symptoms or the fact that there's something wrong. For some reason, my physical therapists are the only ones that have ever believed that there was something going on with me. So I did a few years of physical therapy with her, and one day she stood me in front of a mirror. They have a mirror inside their physical therapy rooms. And she said, I want you to take a look at yourself in the mirror. And I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. You kind of can see it a little bit right now that I'm sitting down. And she said, look at your hips. So let me see if I can stand up here. So I'm gonna show you guys my hot bod right now. So she said, look at your hips. And she put her fingers on my hips. And I don't know if you guys can really see it here. It's not as good as when she did it. But she said, your right hip is higher up than your left hip. So she said, your right hip is being pulled up. So then she told me, she said, take a look at your shoulders. Hi Pluto, welcome. So then she said, take a look at your shoulders. And keep in mind, I was standing up when she was telling me this. And she said, relax, she said, stand naturally. And she said, take a look at your shoulders. Your right shoulder is lower than your left shoulder. So basically, my body is being pulled this way. So this is kind of an exaggeration. Yes, it affects your muscles. Hi, Christina, welcome. So she pointed this out to me, and I can feel it in my body. I can feel it, I know that the problem is on the right-hand side. After she did so much physical therapy, the left side kind of feels better, but the right side still has a problem. And she told me, she said, you're just being pulled to the side like that. And I looked in the mirror, and for the first time, I saw what I was feeling. So I can see what I'm feeling on the right-hand side of my body. But she had no explanation for it. She was actually the one that told me to go see a Lyme physician. Any loss of muscle? Yes. I mean, you can see here also, I'm very, very thin. I mean, look at my arms. I'm super skinny. You can see, my ribs and stuff. I've lost a lot of weight since my diagnosis. But, no one has ever really connected the dots for me. This physical therapist was the first one to tell me, yes, I can see what you're feeling. And my physical therapists have always been the ones that tell me, yes, there's something really going on here. And so my physical therapist told me, there's this Lyme physician, you should go see her. Hi, thanks to you. And she said, there's this Lyme physician, you should go see her. And I went, and that's how I got my diagnosis of Lyme disease. Unfortunately, treatment did not help me. And that's why I'm pursuing other types of treatment right now. But right now, specifically, I'm exploring what this is on the right side of my body. And basically, I've been doing a lot of research. I was on a medication for a while that started to improve some of the symptoms here. Unfortunately, I lost my insurance and I lost that medication, and I haven't been able to get it back since. But I'm starting to research what this could be, because, like I said, this is a very, very unsettling, it can be painful. It can be really painful at times. Sometimes I feel sort of like a sore sensation around the thoracic area. It feels sometimes like pinching sensations, like something is pinching me here in this area. I have a lot of muscle twitching, they're called fasciculations. that it's just little when your muscles twitch. I get that all over my body. I get it on my lips. I get it on my back, my my legs. I get it everywhere, but I especially get it here in this area, in the thoracic area, where I have this muscle issue. So I have that. Another thing too that happens is that I get worse in the summertime. So hot weather really affects me, and it affects this thing here. I go for a walk every day, about 40 to 45 minutes. And during the summer, sometimes I can't go for my walk at all if the temperature is really high, because this thing gets so tight and so bad that I feel like I can't catch my breath. When this first started happening, I called the paramedics twice because I felt like I just couldn't breathe. I felt like it was just squeezing me to the point where I could not breathe. And the paramedics came and they told me, there's nothing wrong with you. You're having a panic attack. There's nothing going on. And it was during the summer as well. It was during the hot summer months when that would happen. I wouldn't turn on the AC. I don't want to run up the electricity bill. But at the time, I wasn't aware that the hot weather made my symptoms worse. It also affects my light sensitivity as well. So what I've learned from, what I've researched online is that usually it's neurological. So even though I think that it's my muscle, that something is wrong with my muscle, it can actually be the nerves that are controlling this muscle. And so now I'm sort of switching gears and I'm thinking, this is not a muscle problem. This might be a nerve issue. That's why now I'm pursuing a neurologist as opposed to just, going to different doctors and saying, hey, there's something wrong with my muscle, or going to a physical therapist, which deals more with muscles than anything else. So that's sort of the conclusion that I've come to, is that, this might be an actual neurological issue. It's not that I have poor muscle tone or that I need to build muscle. I've tried doing abdominal exercises to strengthen the muscle. I do stretching to try to stretch out this muscle. It doesn't do anything. It helps the other muscles, but it doesn't do anything to this one here. Hi, HCK. Welcome. So right now that's where I'm at. But as you can imagine, this is a horrible sensation to feel. Hi, Yesar. I can actually move closer to the camera now. So basically, it's just a horrible symptom to have. It's a horrible sensation. Like I said, if, when I eat, I feel like I can't really eat a big meal because it's sort of squeezing me. When I breathe, I can't take a deep breath because it's squeezing me. It's sort of compressing my internal organs, or at least that's the way that it feels like to me. I've talked to doctors about this, and I've told them, this is how it feels for me. And they just kind of gloss over it. They don't really pay attention to what I'm saying. And my last doctor didn't really give me a concrete explanation for what it was. And right now I'm looking for a more solid diagnosis for this specific problem. Because I just, I want to be able to eat and breathe like a normal human being. There's people that have fibromyalgia type symptoms, which I think is sort of an all over muscle pain. This is not a fibromyalgia type symptom. This is a very specific location on my body. Hi, Queen Andrea. Welcome. It's a very specific location on my body. Hi, Orlando. Welcome. So fibromyalgia, I think, is more something that encompasses your whole body, whereas this is just specific to the right-hand side of my thoracic area. I don't really have the all-over body ache or body pain that fibromyalgia patients have. And I do have occasional joint pain, but I don't have joint pain like Lyme disease patients have, or like lupus patients have. So I feel like this is something different. I feel like the origin of this problem is probably neurological. So that's what I'm pursuing right now. But it can be very painful. It can be very painful and very uncomfortable to sit for long periods of time. But it can also be very uncomfortable to stand for long periods of time, which is really weird. That's the irony of this strange muscle issue. Um, it's like, one way or the other, it's a problem. I'm more comfortable laying on one side. Um, I think I'm more comfortable laying on the affected side when I'm sleeping than laying on the non-affected side. But like I said, I can't lay on my back. I can't lay on my stomach because I can't breathe, and then I start having stomach issues. I have to have my bed tilted, so my bed has to be like this. There's wooden pieces on my bed that are lifting it like that, because I have like reflux issues. And I think that's because my internal organs are being squeezed. And that's the way, like I said, that's what it feels like to me, like my internal organs are being squeezed. So I would say of all of my symptoms, this one is the most uncomfortable because I can't get away from it. With the light sensitivity, I can stay away from fluorescent lighting, I can avoid it and I'll be okay. But this muscle issue goes with me everywhere. And it's been with me for 5 years, and I've had it for 5 years, and it's just a terrible sensation to have. And like I said, it's very uncomfortable. And I was working a 9 to 5 job, Monday through Friday, and it was just, painful and uncomfortable, and having to be around people when my symptoms were just so bad, especially during the summer. It was just horrible. So, this is the most maddening symptom that I have. It just drives me insane. I hate feeling like this. And it really, it drives me up the wall just having this symptom. But, like I said, I'm pursuing a diagnosis for it, and I'm trying to figure out what it could be. I do believe it's neurological, because it seems to change a little bit with the temperature. And I also do injections of methylcobalamin, which I'll show you guys tomorrow. I think I'm going to do an injection live on Periscope. And methylcobalamin is for neurological support, and that helps with some of my symptoms. So that's another big clue that this might be a neurological problem. But anyways, that being said, if you guys want more details about my illness, please visit youcaring.com/Marisol has Lyme. And I have a YouTube up also with some of my previous Periscopes. And like I said, I'll try to get you that link. And also follow me on Twitter, hotsun100384. So this is just a quick scope. I don't know what else to say about this symptom other than it's one of the most annoying symptoms, most uncomfortable symptoms that I have. And it's by far, I think, the one that just drives me crazy. It's just a horrible sensation to just carry with you all the time. And I can't get away from it. I can't step out of my body and take a break from it. It's been with me for 5 years. So imagine being locked into a corset for 5 years. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for being with me today. I know it's Sunday. It's a slow day. I hope you guys have a great Sunday. And I will see you again tomorrow.